gripping and entertaining contest. Friday night footy underway for round 14. We are at the halfway point of the season, and both of these teams setting their sights on a top 8 finish. Stewart plays it. Now Flanagan took it to the line, hit as he passed it, all legal. All deemed to be illegal, Billy.
Oh, well, it was forceful, but I don't think it was late.
Gone.
No, I think this was okay.
He struck it nicely, and it's there. King Tongia there also for the Dragons. Their defensive line holding firm so far is Donahue. Out the back, Marshall King, Nicarima, this is wonderful. Herbie Farnworth with the try for the Dolphins, and they hit the front. Into the line, Donahue, Katoa, Tabuafido, Avarillo, Azako for the corner. They extend their lead. Jermaine Azako, prolific try-scoring winger, is in for the Dolphins. Yeah. 20 metres away here. Katoa, dummy to Kafusi. Oh, well done from Katoa. How did he slip out of that? Get a pass away. Now Nicarima. This just opened up for Nicarima. Cody Nicarima with a try.
Peter's good.
Here's a kick. Here's a kick. Heading towards the touchline, but Gutherson's got it. Now we saw an opportunity, but Oren Keeley said, "You're not going anywhere, Gutho." Oh, what about the smile?
He launched at him.
Second game in the NRL, Nathan Lawson. There's a kick. Here come the chase. Oh, what a take! What a take! And what a try it is! He's just come on the field. Connolly Lemuelu stands, plays it. Donahue, Katoa, back towards the left. Nicarima kicking for Bostock! Yeah! What a try! Jack Bostock climbs high, scores the try. Dolphins go further in front. And Little, 15 away. Back to Nichols. Nichols to Katoa. Katoa got a wonderful pass away. That was terrific stuff again, and he's got a double. Connolly Lemuelu. Oh, that pass to nobody. Avarillo picked it up. A little bit messy, but the Dragons defenders have stopped, and Avarillo! Jake Avarillo sizes up Gutherson, links up with the hammer. Good night. Hammer so Tabuafido. Here's a 40-20 attempt. Oh, what a kick. Is there anything this young man can't do? Isaiah Katoa is having a night out. Marshall King. Now Donahue. Katoa, lovely. Avarillo gets it away. Azako. Jermaine Azako scores. Another Dolphins try. 22 minutes remaining. That's good. 44 points against the Bulldogs in round 12, 44 points last year against the Eels, and now they're looking to hit 50 for the first time in their history. They're on 48 now as the hammer scores. Stewart plays it. Now Flanagan to King Tongia. Lovely pass. Cook even better. Holmes. Valentine Holmes dives over and gets a try for the Dragons. Finish with one more. Inside the last minute. Nicarima. Katoa. Players in motion. On the bounce. Avarillo. Looking for an opportunity. Fires a pass. They're keeping it alive. Keeley. Inside pass. Lemuelu. Lemuelu to Herbie. And they do finish it off with an exclamation mark.
Christian, biggest win in the club's history. Did you have a sense that was coming? It was a pretty miraculous performance.
Well, look, we had a good feel about us yesterday. The captain's run, there's no doubt about that. We were moving the ball well and all had smiles on faces, and so I knew we were ready to go. And I just loved our physicality at the start. I thought we started with a real physicality and a real intent, and then we backed that up with some good footy. And it's a great performance for us. It's obviously something we can enjoy, but it's also important, we don't fall in love with ourselves. We've got a lot of footy to play.
Was that spoken about, that physicality and intent? Because it seemed to be on another level tonight, just the way they were kick chasing and whacking blokes. Like, it was pretty impressive. Felice, I think, got pinned in the first minute for shooting out of the line and hitting someone. Was that intentional?
Oh, look, I think that's us at our best. I think if you look at our best performances, they've all had a physicality, they've all had an effort about them, and it's laid a bit of a platform for us. So, it's not about being intentional. As I said, I just think that's how we play our footy when we're at our best.
6 from your last 9, I think it is now. Like, after the rocky start, is this side starting to really click and find its identity, do you think?
Look, we've certainly come a long way, but as I said before, we've got a long way to go too. We can't get too excited about one performance, and we got a really tough road trip to the Cowboys next week, and then we're over in Perth, and they're all really important games, and we've got 11 more to play. So, as I said, we've come a long way, we've improved a lot, no doubt there, but again, we're to knuckle down and keep on to work.
You were 0-4 to start the season, Christian, but you didn't flinch. It would have been easy to panic, but that didn't happen. How did you turn it around from there? Because it looked dire, and look where you are now, where you've come. What was the key?
I was just sticking to what we were doing, and I know we've got a good group here, and they didn't flinch. They didn't start questioning things. They didn't start turning on each other, and that's the key. And they were outstanding as a group. So we knew that. We've seen that plenty of times through the pre-season in plenty of different ways, and we knew it would turn at some stage.
What about Ozara Kitalo? Look, tonight, I know he's had some very good games, but tonight he played with absolute confidence, tried a whole heap of stuff. It all came off just about, and him and Nicarima together now. It's a great partnership, but what about the way he's developing now, and he seems to just be shooting at?
Yeah, look, I talk about him most weeks, and he's an outstanding young man. He's an outstanding football player, and the best thing about him is that he wants to be the best player he can be. So, what you see, he's working at that all the time, and he comes off disappointed about a couple of things because he wants to keep improving. He wants to be, as I said, the best footy player he can be, and he'll keep doing that. And what he's really improved and what he's really worked hard on is his defence, and he's made some real changes there and some real improvements, and you can see that in his game.
What about you, Felice? You played with Cooper Croc in his pomp. But when you look at Qatar, what do you see? Why is he so good?
He's still got a lot of potential, but he's still working hard at his game. I think a lot of young kids can come through and have it all and be happy with that, but he's still willing to find areas to improve and to keep improving his game. I think that's why he's going the way he is.
You must be very impressed with the way the side defended tonight. Like, we've seen Bostock make a lot of great tackles, some really big hits. You started it with that one on Valentine and knocked the ball out. But what does that? You love that sort of stuff. I mean, what does that do for you playing with a group that can do that?
I love it. There's no hiding that. I love being physical. I love that part of the game. And when you get other players jumping on the back of it, I don't want to give Bossy too much raps because we won't hear the end of it throughout the week, but that was a great tackle he did on his winger, and we all feed off each other. It's awesome for our game.
Christian, is it kind of being overlooked just how many of your starting forward pack you're kind of missing? Like, you're almost, for a good chunk of the season, when you consider no Gilbert, Flegler, Max Platt's been missing, JMK's been missing, like, how many teams could be in the position you're in? Saifidi as well, yeah. How many teams could be in the position you're in, missing those guys to be playing so well?
Oh, look, it's a real credit to blokes like Kafous, and Frankie Milo's come in. He's been a great addition for us, and I was really happy for him tonight. Young guys like Kurt Donahue that have just stepped up and really filled that void. Young Harrison Graham's stepped in there and played some really good games of footy for us. So, I'm just really proud of the group, and again, they worked really hard. All those guys that we're seeing sort of get some opportunity and improve as footy players, they worked really hard through pre-seasons and the start of the year, and they're starting to get that opportunity and show what they can do. So probably has been overlooked a little bit, but it's not about who's not in the team, it's about who's on the field playing for us, and they're doing a great job at the moment.
What about Max Plath? He came off with a knee injury. Can you tell us what's the assessment?
Yeah, look, it's a medial. Obviously, you've seen that he thought he was okay to play on, and so it's a low-level one. But whether he's available for next week or not, I'm just not quite sure just yet.
you think Daniel Saifidi will be available?
No, Daniel won't be available next week, no. He's seen a specialist, and we'll figure out where we go from there.
Is it more serious than you thought, the injury? Or?
It just hasn't recovered like we hoped it would, I suppose. It was obviously a serious injury in the first place. We thought we might better treat that conservatively and rehab it and get him back going, but it hasn't recovered as well as we thought it would.
And Ray Stone, if Platt's out like it looks like he will be, can he come back from his shoulder issue?
Yeah, he can. His ACs, they just hadn't settled as quick as we sort of hoped. He could have played tonight. Ray's, he's a tough man. We could have thrown him out there and he would have done what he always does. But we knew it was best just to give him another week, and he'll be a hell of a lot better for it at the back end of the year.
It's a record breaker for you tonight, most points you've scored, and now you're in the 8 for the first time. Can this be like can this kick-start you to even going higher and higher into the? Can you be a top 4 side?
Yeah, look, as I said before, we can't get ahead of ourselves. There's no doubt that we've had a couple of good wins over the last few games, and that that does kickstart your season, and it does give us an opportunity now. It's in our own hands, but again, we're going to get over this win, and we're going to enjoy it first, but then we're going to get over it. We're going to put the same hard work in and same preparation and get ready for the Cowboys next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
A few injuries and a few things went bad at the start of the game, but we'll have to review it. It just wasn't up to standard. We make excuses, but we're not here to make excuses. It just wasn't up to standard, and we'll deal with it.
Do you think potentially in the 2 points 3 minutes into the game rather than going for it, was that?
No. Well, I always learned from a long time ago, mate, from better coaches, Jack Gibson and Ron Massey's and them in the world, when 2 points are unavailable, especially early, gifted. If we score, if Lycan scores, we go 10-8. It's a different game. Maybe at that point we could have been 50-10, who knows? But I'd always take the 2 points.
How does this happen? When you've lost 3 games by a point, you've basically been in every match bar one, and you've been going great, and then all of a sudden you dish this up.
Yeah, it's disappointing. Really disappointing. And I was just explain that to the group that we'll review it. We've got a short turnaround, so it's not acceptable for the Dragons, and we'll deal with it internally and we'll review it closely. I haven't got an answer for you why. I wish I knew.
Couple of injuries. How's Raymond, mate? Like that was I know Christian obviously with a hamstring, but went to hospital. Is that right, Raymond, with some shortness of breath?
I think it was something like an asthma attack, pretty bad. I haven't got any details as yet. I just spoke to the boys just then quickly, and I haven't seen our medical department yet, but I'm not quite sure.
Is CT awareness was the word they used on the sideline with that same hamstring? Is that your understanding?
Hamstrings, awareness. Well, it's something else we need to review. We gave him an extra week, and didn't see him do too much prior to it. So it's really frustrating from a coach's perspective, where it's an area that we're not flush with, and to lose your winger in the first half, makes it really hard. Cookie goes out there and does a good job for us, but throws the whole rhythm of the team out. When you're not on, it doesn't help.
Can this just be a blip on the radar? Like, do you think? Obviously, there's been no sign this was coming. Are you confident it can just be like a blip that you get over?
I'll make sure of it. Don't you worry.
How you do that?
That's my job.
How tough was a cookie? You had like the centres. Shane just said it obviously changed the rhythm of the game. How difficult was it when you couldn't get control of that ruck, and obviously you were losing the battle in the middle as well?
Yeah, it was a tough one. I think what Shane said before, it's pretty disappointing, the performance we had after been building nicely after the last few weeks, and we just didn't show up today. And the best thing is for us looking forward is we need to review it tomorrow, cop our medicine from the coaches. We've got a short turnaround, and we've just got to go out there next week and put a good performance in and get the win, get back up there. It's as simple as that in this game. The comp's too close, so that loss hurts us a little bit, but we've got to show him that we can do it next week.
Is
a situation, Shane, where you show faith in these players to redeem themselves, or do you have to? I mean, you might have to make some changes with injuries, but how do you see that?
Yeah, I'll have a look at it in the morning. I don't want to been around long enough to learn that you've got to be careful, straight after a game, what you say and what you do, especially in that space. So we'll review it, we'll see what's available, see who's available, and we'll make a decision then. But there could be. Thanks for your guys.